Hey everyone, today is Saturday, June 5th, 2021. I'm back. I know I have not made a video for a while because there wasn't much to really talk about until recently. Okay, so as many of you guys know, if you've been following my video, I was bullish on cryptocurrency when it was like $100. Okay, when Ethereum was $100, and I bought Ethereum around my cost basis was around $200. Okay, it went all the way to 4,000 and 300, 400. That was the top, like recent top, and I made it like 20 times at the peak, right? Unfortunately, I did not get out. I was in this crash, by the way, from May 13th to May 23rd. Then we had a bounce. I tell you right now, I have sold everything. I've sold everything. I've kept nothing in cryptocurrency. I have converted everything into cash. You can call me paper hand, but I'm not paper hand. That's not definition of paper hand. Okay, for someone who bought around 200, held all the way to 3,000, 2,000. I sold around 2,700 level. Okay, that is not paper hand. I sold. I'm done. Okay, the reason is I think this rally is really over. I think we're probably somewhere around this area. We're not here. I don't think we're here. I think we're here. The reason is the sign of the top is not you cannot take a look at this chart and figure it out that this is actually a top. You have to take and look at the reality. Okay, you have to take a look at how many people have bought in Ethereum. Are there any buyers left to support this crazy price level? I don't see that. And I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you anecdotal stories. Back in the top of 2018, when I knew that was the top, I walked into the office one day, and two of my colleagues were on their phones, and they were talking about cryptocurrency on that day, and they kept telling me to buy. I remember that was like January 1st, January 4th, 2018. I just remember that so vividly. Two guys who have never got into cryptocurrency, all of a sudden they download the Coinbase app, they put like a couple thousand in, they're just watching the price going up and down like it's a casino. Okay, and that was during work hour. My colleagues, they have bought in. And that was when it just hit me that I knew this thing is near the top. And the same thing happened again just recently, just around this area, around May 2nd. I had a conversation history saved. I don't want to show you because, obviously it's personal stuff. But I had my colleague, again, from my work. They have never got into cryptocurrency. One of the colleagues was actually from North Africa. Okay, this North African guy would start actually just wanted to book a meeting with me, and he just wanted specifically talking about getting into Ethereum, getting Dogecoin, and that was when I was so that when it hit me that it's deja vu essentially. That I think that was the top. But unfortunately, I did not take action. I should have just sold everything that time. I got a little bit greedy because my cost base is just so low. And I can actually hold on even if it actually correct more than 50% from 4,000 at one point. And I should have gotten out around 4,000. Well, hindsight is 2020, but that was a clear sign. It was close to the top. I should have gotten out. And it bit me, right? It came back and bite me in the ass. I was not able to get out at 4,000. I have given up a huge portion of my profit, maybe 1/3 of my profit. I had to get out around 2,700, 2,800 recently, and that was it. I'm not coming back, and that I think that was the sign. Everyone's in. My colleagues are in. My friends are in. It's time to get out. This is it. There's no more buyers. There's no more, not enough future buyers that's going to come into the market because everyone who has bought have already bought. Okay, everyone who can buy have already bought, and just supply and demand. It's very simple. I don't think there are more money. Obviously, there are still people opening accounts and stuff, but I don't think that money inflow right now is going to surpass the money outflow. This correction is actually a huge warning sign, and I'm pretty sure a lot of hedge funds they are thinking, all these guys who have bought here, right? If you look at the volume here, there's a huge spike in the volume. There's a huge spike in volume here. And most people, there are a lot of smart money who bought here, okay? And they held all the way. They probably sold a bunch of them here, and they probably sold a bunch of, recently during the crash or during the bounce here. And these guys are smart money. These guys are institution money, and they bought here. I don't think these guys are buying here. They're probably selling here. And the new dump money that's coming into the market, I'm pretty sure there are still more buyers. I see the ads on CNBC, about the cryptocurrency, about Ethereum funds, GBTC, which is Grayscale, Bitcoin Trust, ETHE, the Grayscale Ethereum Trust. They have ads all over the place on CNBC, on maybe Bloomberg and stuff. I'm sure there are still money coming in, new money coming in, but I don't think that inflow of money is going to be greater than the outflow. The reason the market is still hovering in this area, in the recent, since May 25th, since the bounce, the volatility has gone down quite a bit. The reason is the supply and demand right now is in equilibrium, right? So I believe here it's just consolidating. This is actually distribution. This is phase 4 of the market cycle. Phase 3 of the market cycle is distribution. Then during this distribution, we have these kind of volatilities, and then once this distribution is gone, the volume, you can see the volume actually gone down quite a bit. If we have another major selling thing, that major sale, the block of selling, is going to really send the price down, way down to a new low, and I think that's going to happen. So let's just show you. Let me just show you some of the past historical, famous crashes in the past, right? And we can actually draw some analogy. One thing I can show you is a Nikkei, right? Nikkei, it had a crazy bull market from 1985 to 1989. Obviously, the cycle for stock market is very different from cryptocurrency. Usually, cryptocurrency market cycle is really quick, right? So we have December 16 to January 2018. That's almost just a year and maybe 2 months, right? A year and 2 months. That was the market cycle in the previous bull market. This time we had a March 2020 to May 11, 2021. This is more. This is actually a year and 2 months. The length is actually identical. I wasn't aware of this. This is at 386 days. You can see that was at the bottom. And this is actually 418 days. Our market, this time the cycle is slightly longer than last one. But you have to be cautious that, the previous cycle is 386 days. And this cycle is actually going more than this. And the previous one was really crazy. And this one, do you think, what's the probability this is actually going to be a bit longer? Maybe it's going to go a bit longer, right? But the risk of holding on to your investment that you bought from maybe $100, $200 level is getting exponentially higher as the time goes on, because you have to really respect the cycle here. And let's take a look at the Nikkei here, right? If you can see that here, they had a massive drop in the very beginning. So I'm just going to turn this back to the log chart here. You can see that this drop is just huge. It's a huge drop. And I'm going to turn off the Nikkei here. You can see that this is a huge drop. And right here, after the initial drop on Nikkei, it had a slight bounce and came back, and it made a fake bottom. It was dead cat bounce right here, and it had this double top here. and which is maybe what we're making right now. I've seen some behavior in other scenarios where let me show you here the Shanghai. If you look at the Chinese stock bubble back in 2015, let me just remove this. You can see that here the Shanghai also had similar behavior, right? It came down. And made this two double top here. Then it crashed down to a new lower level. Right? Look at this. It came down right now. It's making this two double top. And are we? I don't know. Like maybe we can. I've seen some behavior like this. Maybe we're here. It's hard to tell which stage of the market is. It's hard to tell if this double top is indeed like this too small double top in the Shanghai scenario. Maybe like it's gonna do a fake out. Maybe it's gonna break out to the upside, and making like a lot of people probably going to chase that, thinking this price gonna recover. Then all of a sudden just start going downwards, right? Like that. It broke out to the upside. Imagine all these people. It was consolidating, and it broke up to the upside from this resistance. And a lot of people probably start chasing, and boom, it shut everyone down because this was actually a fake out. This was actually a fake breakout, and this could happen. If it started breaking out to the upside, I'm definitely gonna put out a short position. In the meantime, I am not quite confident of trading against this double top here, because it could do this breakout, and if I have a short position here, I could be I could be having a huge paper loss when it start going against me for more than 20%. And that's pretty dangerous. So I wouldn't be shorting this market right now, but you got to keep in mind that in the past there was a huge decline for Nikkei. Remember, this is the entire stock market that's going down 30%. So I'm pretty sure back in the day, back in the February 90s, between the January 2090 to April 2090, a lot of individual stocks in Nikkei index probably went down by more than 50%. Just like Ethereum, it went down more than 58%. And it came up and it made this two double top, then it continued to go lower. And this is a scenario we really have to watch out for. This is a scenario that we really have to watch out for. Just like here the Shanghai came down, came up to be the two double top, and a lot of people thought the worst was over. Like if you are if you are actually in this market, if you're listening to the stories backing that market back in that day, people are probably saying that the bull market is going to continue, the Japanese economy is going to be great, the Chinese economy is going to be great, it's growing, we're going to be seeing 10,000 next year, we're going to be seeing 100,000 next year in the Nikkei index, Shanghai index. Look at that, the worst is over. That crash, which is a very good correction, it shook all the weak hands out. All these guys are paper hands. Okay, it shook the paper hands out. If you're a diamond hand, you should hold on to your shares. You should hold on to your current cryptocurrency. All that stuff, right? Think about the stories back in the day. It's probably similar to what we are hearing today. If you're a paper hand, don't sell. Don't be a paper hander. Be the diamond hand. Hold on to your coin because it's going to 10,000. Okay, that's literally the headline I'm seeing on YouTube. Some YouTubers, not some YouTubers, like some of the famous ones, like Graham Stephan, right, or this magic finance guy. I forgot his name. They're just shooting out garbage like Ethereum going to 10,000, Ethereum going to 100,000, whatever, right? And that was just like a couple of weeks ago at this level. They think Ethereum going to 10,000. And people who listen to these guys, who have bought in at an extremely high level, they are just holding the bags right now. There's a huge amount of people probably bought around this level. And now it came down all of a sudden, had a 58% correction. Everyone's holding their bag, okay? I'm pretty sure that once the market if the price does go up to like 3,000, there's gonna be a huge amount of people trying to sell their coins, because all these guys are trapped here as the backholders, and I don't even think the price could even go beyond this level, but just based on the price action I'm seeing today. And if you look at this, Nikkei had a 2 double top. Shanghai, the second top couldn't even go above the previous top. I mean, there was just way too many sellers at these levels. The buyers just couldn't absorb all the selling pressures, and eventually the market just fell off. Just like it literally fell off the cliff like that. The entire market gapped down, right? And the market opened up like hundreds, like 10% lower, just right away. If you look at this Nikkei, the market just opened up lower, like 10%, 20% lower, in one day, like that. It just VSAR just crashed all the way down. And sorry, I'm in a log chart again. So this is a log chart. I'm just gonna put this outside the log chart so you can see the perspective how severe these crashes are. Just take the entire market to a much lower level, much lower level, and I really suspect this is gonna happen with Ethereum very soon. So for anyone who's holding a cryptocurrency right now, you gotta be. My best advice for you is that use these opportunities, use this low volatility opportunity to reduce your risk, to take profit. Okay, if you've been following my channel, you probably bought Ethereum around 200. You probably bought Ethereum at 300. You can take profit. You can take profit. You can afford to take profit because you have done really well in this market. You can take profit. Just don't be greedy. This thing, the chance of Ethereum going back to 10,000, I believe is really low, and the chance of this going back to retest, $1,000 level, or even under $1,000 level is very high. So that's all I want to talk about today, and see you next time.